Thank you, Honorable Deputy Speaker. There are quite a number of interventions that we intend to embark upon. And so you know, the leaders of the Government of National Unity held their retreat just this past weekend, and one of the issues that was prominently on the table was the issue of migration, more particularly the influx of illegal immigrants into our country. One of the most important interventions to tackle the problem of illegal immigration is to secure our borders. The newly established Border Management Authority has deployed 600 border guards at vulnerable segments of our country border system to prevent illegal migrants that are undocumented and are inadmissible from entering the country. I was talking to the leader of the BMA, and he was saying, Mr. President, we are making great success because we have, and he told me the time frame, been able to stop thousands of people from flooding into our country. So the BMA has demonstrated the effectiveness of modern technology, like the utilization of drones. Minister Schreiber has also related to me how the utilization of these drones has been most effective. They are also using body cameras in creating a more secure and digital border environment. Dr. Masia Pato was telling me, the leader of the BMA, that even as we will be having a flood of visitors to the G20, those who receive our visitors will be having body cameras. And that, in many ways, is the utilization of technology to make sure that we get rid of any form of corruption, any form of fraud, and we're able to ensure that those who interface with those who want to come into our country see that they are dealing with professionals. Phase 1 of the Electronic Travel Authorisation system is currently being rolled out for the G20 delegates. Over 200 applications have already been seamlessly processed by this new system, which uses machine learning to verify the authenticity of documents and facial recognition to secure immigration process. Following the stabilization phase around the G20, electronic travel authorization will be open for tourist visas and other visa categories. This will ultimately lead to the automation of entry and exit processes at our borders, including land borders. This will eliminate the space for the abuse of paper-based and manual processes through biometric verification and digital transformation. Another area of work is to detect, apprehend, and deport illegal migrants in our country. This is mainly done through intelligence-driven joint operations planned and executed by the Department of Home Affairs and the Inland Inspectorate and other structures. These structures are coordinated and account to the Interministerial Consultative Committee on Border Management and our net joins. In the past financial year, over 51,000 illegal immigrants were deported. Engagements with countries whose nationals are frequent transgressors are ongoing through discussions with their embassies, and these matters are also included as an agenda item on the binational commissions that we have with the various countries. So this is to ensure that the implication of illegal migration is understood. Illegal immigration does place a great deal of strain on our social services, and it also undermines our national security. Many of our people were very disturbed when they saw how after a horrible bus crash which killed many people, people were seen to have hoarded a lot of medical medicines which they were taking to their various countries. And a number of these people were not documented. So South Africans are justifiably concerned about the issue of undocumented migrants who come to our country. We should not, however, allow vigilante acts targeting national or foreign nationals, as these do not solve the problem and they just undermine the rule of law. Instead, we need to address this challenge by strengthening the enforcement of our laws and the resourcing of the border management capabilities. But as we strengthen prevention through the border management process, we need also to strengthen enforcement. The Immigration Act prohibits anyone from employing illegal foreigners who are not documented. This law prescribes the employment of an illegal, undocumented immigrant as an offense that is punishable through imprisonment or a fine, or both imprisonment or a fine. And the Labor Relations Act and the Basic Conditions of Employment Act does protect foreign nationals who are certificated and documented. But we must now state it very clearly. I want to state it very clearly that employers who continue to employ people who are not documented are committing an offense. And we are going to make sure that those employers stop what they are doing, because South Africans are most unhappy, and they have a sense that the jobs that they should be performing are being taken from them by those who are not documented, but particularly by those employers who practice the acts such as employing people from other countries undocumented because they are cheap labor. So they are committing an offense, and I call on employers, they must stop employing people who are not properly documented. And this is not xenophobic on our side. We welcome, and we've always welcomed workers from other countries who are certificated, who are documented. And we should also know that South Africans, even as they go to other countries, they can't just walk into a country and say, I want a job without being documented or certificated. Other countries require those who work in their countries to be documented. So we require exactly the same thing here. So employers must be warned that if they continue with this practice, it is an offense, they can be fined, and they can be put in prison. So clear warning to all employers. We must follow what the law prescribes in this regard. The Department of Labor has presented an Employment Services Amendments Bill that is to introduce quotas, as it were. Now, the department has, together with Home Affairs, been conducting a number of inspections, and they have been making great success. The operations that are being conducted by Deputy Minister Jomo Sibiya and other multidisciplinary colleagues are having fruit, but we want employers to make sure that they do not employ undocumented people. They must make sure that they stick by the terms of our law. And this is what will ensure that we create more employment for our people, we create more economic opportunities, and so that South Africans must not have a sense that their jobs are being taken away by people who are not documented. However, we do welcome people who are documented. They can always come and work in our country because we need their skills. We need their know-how. We also need the investment that they bring into our country. And this is the very progressive process that we should all embark upon moving forward. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.